We've qualified for the World Cup. Go and compete.
What a day, yeah?
Yeah. Welcome, listeners, to the best day of our lives.
Yeah.
Had a good roast, did you?
Nope. Nothing of the sort.
Go on, spill the beans.
All right, so Liverpool played Man United today. They beat them 7-0.
Yeah.
It was hours ago, like 4 hours ago, and I still can't believe it. It was outrageous. I don't even know if we can talk about it too long, because what more do you say? It was 7-0. It was an absolute joke.
Mhm.
And I think Man United went into it really thinking that they had a chance. And I thought it would be a close game. And they could have fucking gone 1-0 up. But they didn't. And we absolutely tonked them. It was brilliant. Now Liverpool are 5th, and it's all looking good. You know, the sky is bluer. Children laughing is sweeter. Flowers smell better.
As where are you?
Yeah, you got a lot in. You did a lot today after the match.
I was working all day, but it was just I don't know. I just don't know what to say. I'm so happy. It's the best day of the year so far, anyway, for sure.
Since yesterday, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know, I sat there and I watched 90 minutes of Palace playing fucking shit. And I just knew after Arsenal's last minute winner and today's game that there's just no point me even contributing to this podcast. I'll just sit back.
No. Yeah, don't bother.
And let you guys bask in glory.
Okay. All right. Sure, we'll talk to you another time anyway. See ya.
Yeah.
All the best.
All the best now.
Yeah. And the Arsenal game, I mean, that was amazing. That was like game of the season.
Fucking hell.
It was...
I wasn't even able to watch it. Like,
no, you missed it.
I was following it on my phone because I was out.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know. So I was following it in the group chat, really.
Yeah.
And like, but you know, the whole time, I knew they were gonna win. You can call me crazy. You can say you don't believe me, but even 2-0 down, I was like, all right, so we're gonna score 3. I just knew it. I felt it right down in my bones. I was like so sure and so confident in this team. I was like, fucking don't even get my like heart. It didn't even go above a normal resting heart rate. Like,
yeah, and there was just that feeling in that last corner. Like they had something like 16 corners and they didn't score from them. And it was like that 17th corner. You were like, God, it's just going to go in, isn't it? And it comes to your man. Is that Reece Nelson?
Reece Nelson, yeah.
He fucking rose from the ashes, didn't he? He disappeared for a while.
Yeah, well, like, sure, his only contribution this season has been winning us 2 games, like, single-handed. That's all he's done. He's had, like, 2 cameos in league, and he's won both games for Arsenal.
And I'm pretty sure Smith Rowe was subbed on and then subbed off for him, I think.
Or was he? I didn't even know that.
Absolutely savage, like, by Arteta, but fucking hell, he's going to win a league because of it, so fair play.
Yeah, just need fucking City to fuck up now.
They will. They keep fucking up.
They do. I do think as well that the way this season has gone for Arsenal, that it's becoming like a storyline, a fantasy storyline. Like that game reminded me of when Company scored that goal against Leicester. Remember when City won the league the first time? It felt so much like that, where just knocking at the door for so long, and it just needed a bit of magic. And yeah, the goal wasn't as great as Company's one, but it was great. It was still great.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic result. Because I was so sure the game was over. Because I was following it on FootMap or whatever it is, and it said like fucking, I think it said 6 minutes of extra time, and which it was. And so they played the 6 minutes, and then the clock stopped ticking, and I was like, okay, well, that's the end of that. And then I put my phone in my pocket, and I just get the buzzing from the group chat, and I was like, "Are they having me on here now or what?"
Oh,
But I think people aren't really calling out Pep enough because, like, he's got a team there that's well able to win the league. I mean, he's fucking bought the league for the last 5 years or whatever. But like he sold or rented out. What's the loaned out Cancelo? I'm pretty sure that's after. Remember, Salah turned him, absolutely murked him for the winner back in like December. Does anyone remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he just like lost faith in them then. And he's been playing like Diaz and Laporte like aren't even playing. They're still playing that guy Akanji, who can't keep a clean sheet.
He doesn't know what he's doing. Like, he's not a player.
Yeah, Ake at fucking left back or something. Like, I don't know. I think Pep's lost the run of himself altogether.
No, he's a mad scientist.
Yeah, mad is right. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I want to say about the Liverpool thing before we move on, because obviously people said Nunez wasn't good enough and he spanked them. They said Salah was past it and he spanked them. Gakpo wasn't good enough, spanked them. Firmino's past it, spanked them.
Fucking Bruno Fernandes should hang his head in shame.
Yeah, he's a
Bruno,
joke.
Bruno Fernandes, how, like, it pisses me off as a Palace fan. Anytime Zaha pulls a face, he gets a booking for talking to the ref. Didn't Fernandes push a linesman today? He got nothing for it.
Yeah, he did tug.
He's pure scum.
Oh, United should have had 2 lads sent off.
Yeah.
McTominay and Shaw. And Liverpool could have scored another 2 or 3 probably.
Yeah, but that's balanced out by the fact that really Man United were the better team in the first half. You know.
Yeah, they were. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
But and then they conceded 6 goals in the second half.
It's a sign of real losers to be the better team and still lose 7-0.
That's a great sign of losers, yeah. It's a sign of Ten Hag's tactical inflexibility.
I think you're dead right. The majority of that game, because the camera, like Sky love panning over to Ten Hag to see what his face is like. And he was like a statue, frozen in time.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing.
No idea. I mean, the game was still in the balance. I think it was about 2-0 at that point. So the game was kind of, like we mentioned, the first half was very much United's game. And like his first tactical change to try and get back in the game was McTominay and this unproven Garnacho guy, who the jury is very much out on him. Like, it didn't seem all too good.
No. I mean, the League Cup is as good as it's going to get for them, really.
It's a level, really.
That is like losing 7-0 is such a damaging result. Like after Brentford, they kind of went on a bit of a run, but they're in the swing of things now. Like Rashford can't be stopped, and yet today they looked out of ideas against a Liverpool team that really isn't that good. I mean, it's Liverpool's worst season in like 6 years, and we're still beating Man United, who are in like a renaissance, and we beat them 7-0.
Yeah, and you'll like the gap to them now is not that much. You could overtake them.
Win the game in hand, and you're overtaking Spurs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Champions League. People would like when we came back off the World Cup, and if we'd said, and I think we probably did say that Liverpool would qualify for the Champions League, people laughed out loud. They were howling. You could hear them day and night.
But we knew better.
And there they are. You know, Klopp was right. Cup finals from now until the end of the season. Well, you fucking won this round of the cup.
Yeah. I'd say my neighbors thought I was like in trouble or something with how manically I was laughing for the whole second half. Like every time a goal went in, I was just screaming. Like it was just so good. Yeah. And Neville and all, he put up some shit on Instagram. Oh my God, it's just so beautiful. It's just so sweet. God, I hate Man United so much.
Yeah, it's funny how there was a period there, United fans laughing at Klopp saying he's got to go, or like saying they hope he sticks around so they can laugh at him some more, just covering up like the trauma this man has inflicted upon them for years. Like they will never forget his name. 50 years after he leaves Liverpool, Man United fans will still get a shiver down their back when they hear that name.
Yeah. And how were they even talking about a title push? They're like 14 points off. Where the fuck did that come from? How deluded.
From the like
Very.
80% of pundits who are Man United ex-players.
Yeah.
Good point.
Well,
I did notice. Sorry, Adrian. Go on.
I was just going to say it's just a great day. It was a real good weekend for football fans, you know.
For true fans.
Except for you, Kieran. Sorry.
Yeah. Except for me. I did think though, one thing that really stood out was how quickly United's heads dropped. And I say that because the whole thing now, isn't it, is that Ten Hag has got rid of the bad eggs and he's brought in a new mentality where everyone's best mates, they're all patting each other on the back, but they're really, when the going is good, team.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they showed that. They went 1-0 down just before halftime and they crumbled. There was no leader on the pitch. People like Casemiro, Rashford, Fernandes, Shaw, all lashing out, just disappeared.
They lost the head.
Yeah. They were cut out. They were found out. And Fernandes is a bad apple. He's probably the worst apple. Rotten apple.
Yeah. They're talking
fermenting
about
rotten apple.
He's absolutely, because they're talking about cutting out the toxic influences. They're like, oh, we got rid of Pogba, we got rid of Ronaldo, we still have Greenwood. Fucking Fernandes is as bad as any of them.
Yeah. And even like Varane and Casemiro have won probably 10 Champions Leagues between them, and they looked fucking pants today anyway. I mean, any defender who ships 7 goals, Liverpool shipped 7 goals to Aston Villa, but that was a once-off. This
United,
United,
right?
Yeah, like 2 or 3 probably.
There you go. So really, it was only 5 now.
Yeah, but like, oh god, they're just sure. What was their lineup? Was it Varane? Who is it? Luke Shaw still playing centre back? I don't know.
I had to laugh when there was increasing comments about Martinez's height being irrelevant, but it was really fucking relevant when Nunes was like towering over him like twice today to head it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the goals, to be honest, I can't actually pick my favorite goal because I think they were all class. The little the first Gakpo one, sublime, cutting in, nice pass from Robertson, cutting in, can't do anything about it. And then his second, little dink over De Gea, idiot. Salah's first, just absolutely rocketing it off the crossbar. Nunes is fucking, he's 6'3" and he's unmarked in like the 6-yard box. For Christ's sake.
He's different class.
Yeah. You don't need to be a footballing expert to see it was just shit from Man United.
Yeah. I think, you know what, lads, if Arsenal win the league, Liverpool get Champions League, and they give Patrick Vieira a new contract, I think that's probably the best season ever for the podcast. No.
I'm not sure. I mean, I quite liked it when Liverpool won the league, to be honest.
Yeah, but you can't both win the league.
I know. I'm happy for Arsenal to take it this year.
Thank you. You are truly gracious.
Yeah.
Swapsies.
I'm happy for Liverpool to take the Champions League.
Okay. All right.
And you're happy for Palace in what way? For fuck's sake. Come on.
I thought we weren't going to talk about Palace.
Well,
Always me.
Yeah. Always with the Palace.
I've spent about 15 years on this podcast talking about United, Liverpool, and Arsenal.
Oh, yeah.
Let me speak.
Palace are in the Premier League where they belong. What more do you want us to say?
Do you know what? That's it. Like, there's a lot of arguments among Palace fans currently, and what it all boils down to is just we've gotten too used to being at the best period in our history that we can just kind of like argue whether it's tactics or the board, transfers, players, or the manager. It's like, who gives a fuck? We're mid-table, safe as fuck. It's the best thing ever. We're not playing like Huddersfield away on a Tuesday night anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Up to fucking Palace, actually. Yeah.
We're all good. And what would be beautiful, absolutely beautiful, would be United to lose out on top 4.
Yes.
And you
Oh my
lose the
gosh.
Europa League again. It could happen. It could happen. Chelsea are due a surge.
Oh yeah.
Well, back on track.
Yeah.
Potter got his boys back.
Chelsea are maybe the worst team in the league.
They're so comically bad. Like, I'd near if like Chelsea were playing a match and Arsenal were playing a match at the same time, I'd nearly watch the Chelsea match just to laugh.
Yeah, like they beat Leeds, who are probably actually the worst team in the league by 1 goal, a fucking header from a corner. Pathetic.
Their fucking lineup as well every week. So funny. João Felix gone down the tubes already. Mudryk can't even get a game. He's £100 million player. He can't even get in the fucking squad. Like, who else is there? Enzo Fernandez. Basically a downgrade on Jorginho. How much did it only cost? Oh, it's so funny.
Just remember that guy's hair.
Whose
His hair.
Jorginho, yeah?
What about it?
What about his hair?
Oh no, I'm thinking of
You
Gervinho. I'm thinking of Gervinho.
I was like, I nearly have Jorginho's hair. Like,
He's taking shots.
yeah. I went into the barber and asked for the Jorginho, and they gave me the Gervinho.
Gervinho, yeah.
I still said, yeah, no, it looks fine. It's fine, thanks.
I mean, very similar names, but what very different people, I suppose. Anyway, glad we clarified.
All good. Yeah, so great day, great week for football. You'll never walk alone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Reece Nelson, great player.
Probably the best. No, I don't know if Reece Nelson was actually a signing and whether Arsenal bought him.
Oh no, he's an academy. Unlike
very good.
Richarlison at Spurs, who has 0 goals. Oh yeah, Spurs lost as well. Oh, what a weekend! Oh my gosh,
So good. What did City do? Did they win?
they
Does
beat
anyone
Newcastle.
care? Oh, who
They
cares?
beat Newcastle, yeah.
Yeah, don't
Very,
care.
very boring.
I heard an interesting, kind of a hot take, but not really. It's like, do you think Kevin De Bruyne is overrated or underrated?
Depends when you ask the question.
I'm asking right now.
Probably a little bit overrated now.
The thing with City players is that no matter how good they are, they don't have a huge fan base, especially in the media, that are pushing their players. And there's not like a huge amount of like readership. So magazines aren't going to push out, or whatever. Websites aren't going to, magazines, what decade is this? Websites are going to push out like top 10 best midfielders of all time. And they're not going to fill it with City players. Like, they just have no one pushing for them because they don't have any fans.
So you're saying underrated?
I mean, I think fucking Yaya Toure might be the best midfielder to ever play in the Premier League, but no one will say that because who the fuck gives a shit about City and their league titles and their 15 fans in stand? Like, no one cares. People would rather argue about Scholes versus Lampard versus Gerrard when Yaya Toure was better than all of them, but no one would say that other than me right now, and I don't even really want to say it.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Kieran, do you think?
Just to be opposite, overrated a little bit now. He's gone off the boil a bit. been poor enough this season. I think City overall have been quite poor.
They have.
So yeah, and Kevin De Bruyne, like, bit of a bottle job in him too. Remember the Champions League final? Like, it's hard to forget moments like that. You know, the greats. I mean, I think Messi set the example in probably a couple of Champions League finals, but definitely in the World Cup final recently, where like true greats pull off those type of performances. And Kevin De Bruyne kind of bottled it in his big moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Mhm. It's like
Yeah.
fucking, yeah.
I kind of agree. I think he's probably a bit overrated. And I think people will say anyone that says that doesn't understand football. But when I look at how important he's been to City, I think City have done plenty without him. They won a fucking league when he was injured for half the season.
Yeah.
He only plays half their games. And then he'll score like a couple of rockets. Grand. And they say what a good passer of the ball he is. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold is as good on the ball as he is, and he's a fucking right back.
Yeah, sure, fucking Ozil was as good as him on the ball. And
Yeah.
would anyone consider him one of the best players in the league ever? No.
No. Yeah. Maybe even Fabregas. Fabregas is probably a better.
Yeah, I would say so.
You're being harsh on De Bruyne now, but it's fun.
Yeah, I know, right? We'd just sit around agreeing, could we? It's boring.
By the time Odegaard is done, there won't even be a conversation about this.
Yeah, I actually thought that because I had that question in mind and I watched Odegaard and God, he was a bit of a flop, but now he's unreal.
It's crazy. I can't think of many players who come on the scene so early. I mean, I can't think of anyone who was on the scene as early as fucking 14, like he was.
Yeah.
And then went through the usual thing youth players go through where it's like a bit of hype, big team buys them, bit of hype for a few days. Oh, they made their debut, they scored their first goal. Then you wait a year, 2 years, and it's like they're on loan in the Belgian league or something. And that's what happened to him. I forget where he even went. Did he go to went to the Dutch league or something, and he was on the Spanish league as well. But anyway, sure, his career was in the toilet. But he came back and he's actually like leading Arsenal to the top of the table somehow. It's so rare that you see like a comeback for a youth player. Like, could you imagine Januzaj or someone like that suddenly coming back and like leading Inter Milan to the league title or something?
Yeah, and he'll be lifting the trophy. Which
He will, yeah, he will.
It's a great story, in fairness, and it ties into that whole like fantasy storyline of winning the league this year. You know, so much like Arteta nearly being, well, he probably wasn't, but it seemed as if he was going to be sacked a few seasons back. The whole mess of Aubameyang and all of the beef in the camp. You know, even players like Martinelli. Yeah, you know, even players like Martinelli, like, you know, what, Serie C or Serie D or something to Premier League champion. A little bit like the Mahrez story. So, God, I really hope it happens.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be fucking amazing if it happened after cutting loose. You look at, I saw it the other day, it was like the anniversary, 2-year anniversary or something. Is it fucking 3 years early actually now? I lose track of time with COVID. But yeah, it was like the anniversary of his first game, and the lineup where like everyone was like in the comments saying how this is the perfect Arsenal lineup, and it was like Lacazette, Aubameyang, Ozil, Torreira, Ceballos, Tierney, Mustafi, Holding, Socrates, Bellerin, and Leno. And they were like, this is the team that's going to be this is Arteta's team now for the future. And he's shipped all of them out. Like, they're all gone, like, nearly. Well, Holding and Tierney are still there, but like the entire team has been changed. So, and it's crazy because they were like the big stars that you think if Arsenal don't hang on to Ozil, Aubameyang, Lacazette, they have no hope. He got rid of them all and replaced them with fucking teenagers who do a better job.
Geez, Arteta was great, really.
In many ways.
He's sound, yeah. He's a good lad. You had your doubts, though. Let's not forget.
Fucking, sure, Jesus. They were rough enough there for a while.
I know. The stars are aligning this season. It's great. And City have a few losses in them yet. They'll lose a few more games,
will.
without doubt.
They
You
will.
know,
Yeah, they're no great chicks.
no.
No. I don't know how much time we have left on this recording, but I did have something I wanted to cover that isn't football related. So if we're good to let football go for a bit,
All right.
we can
Ah,
segue.
we are. Yeah,
If you had your fun,
yeah. I have great.
Is it about getting
that's
banned
all.
from the side of the road, Cork group?
No, I need to do my research before I go live on air with that stuff.
Mm.
It isn't actually, although that was an absolute disgrace.
That's insane. I'm like, I thought that profile, that Josephine, is a fake profile that ye made. It looks fake. Like.
Yeah. I don't know. I have my serious. This is a segue for the segue, but I have my serious concerns that a lot of those cult groups are filled with like bot accounts or like what do they call them? The accounts that just harvest on outrage for like alt-right stuff
They'd
and
fucking have to
right-wing
be.
politics.
Sure.
Yeah.
The population or the group number for Cork City Golden Days, which is supposed to be for owl people from Cork City, is something like 40,000. There's not 40,000 fucking old people in Cork City. Never
No.
mind all of the members of the Facebook group.
And that account in particular as well would have had said they lived in Cork and from Cork, but one of their recent posts was saying beautiful snow is falling and like 3 pictures of like thick snow outside.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go out very often, but I know it's not snowing right now.
I don't think it's snowed in Cork like that for about 180 years.
It's concerning. So be careful out there, folks. I guess there's political agitators out there to corrupt minds.
Bad actors.
Very, very bad actors. I mean, COVID, one thing. I think the new thing they have now is that the war in Ukraine isn't real. But yeah, there's not much you can say about insanity, really, is there?
What'll be fucking next? Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole flat Earth thing is. How do you top that?
Yeah,
that
well,
takes the cake.
But that's the thing. I remember back like 10 years ago, like you'd go on YouTube and you might watch an old video or two of like, you know, the pyramids, you know,
Mhm.
or how did they get Stonehenge there? Was it aliens? And like all the conspiracy stuff would be about like, you know, like alien life and shit like that. You know, 9/11 was probably like the closest it got to say real life. But now it's like absolutely mental stuff, like mental stuff, not even believable stuff. Anyway, I'll only get myself worked up. Josephine, your days are numbered. I wanted to ask you about what's your best like low value purchase in like recent times or all time, because we got in the house a foam soap dispenser in the bathroom, and it's fucking heaven.
Interesting.
My hands have never been so clean. And that leads us to our sponsor.
Best low value purchase. That is such an interesting idea.
Well, you know what I mean, right? Just one
I'm
of
not
those little
sure.
cheap things that maybe has improved your life in a little bit, you know?
It's not, I don't know how low purchase value it is. I'd say it was probably like €40 or something, but I've had it 15 years. Is an electric blanket. I use it every fucking night of my life, and I can't imagine life without it, really. So I got my fucking money's worth there.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's little things like that, you know, that just make life easier. Like I got a desk mat for work, and that changed my life completely too. Like it's very softer on the old wrists, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Invest.
I would recommend this. There's so many on Amazon, and they just have a browse.
I think.
Yeah.
I think mine are slippers. I never ever used slippers, and then I bought some, and yeah, really like slippers. I'm a big fan.
Mm.
Fuck putting on shoes.
On the slippers, hard or soft bottom to them?
I don't know. I don't. Is there a difference? Can you get different slipper soles?
You can, right? Yeah. There's like ones that have kind of like a bit of rubber on the bottom, like
Yeah,
thin
yeah.
shoe. There's ones that are
well-
just like thicker socks.
No. These have rubber on the bottom. Like you can go outside and stuff. Yeah.
The North Face
Okay.
sell slippers for like €100.
Well, fuck that. Yeah, no, I think I got these for like a tenner in New Look or one of those places.
You didn't get Liverpool slippers when you were indulging.
No, I think I have enough Liverpool stuff. It's getting a bit ridiculous. Like, like even here, I've the Liverpool calendar, Liverpool coasters, Liverpool mug, Liverpool scarf, Liverpool photo, Liverpool dressing gown. It's like I'm from Cork. I've been to Liverpool once. Like I need to relax,
Like
But on a
man
day
you
like
are.
today, on a day like today, I'm fucking doused in it.
The calendar was getting kissed after each goal, was it?
Yeah. Big Verge up there smiling down at me.
What's who's the player for next month?
Oh, I don't know. I'll go check.
Or, dude, this is what people tune in for.
Yeah.
Adrian walking around his living room in his slippers.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't believe he's actually doing this.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's Trent
That's a sign
of.
of winning the second leg.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that's my birthday month, so I think
That's-
Trent is a
yeah.
good one.
That's why I asked. Yeah, it would be
Oh.
important here.
Oh, thanks for asking. This is one thing I just want to talk about. It's not even football related. It's actually a hard turn away from everything we've just spoken about. But I just want to rant about it because I got Deliveroo today
Mhm.
because I'm lazy and it's a Sunday. And you guys know where I live. And I could
Yeah,
see
we
the
do.
Deliveroo guy cycling down, blah, 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 and then it stopped. And then I got a message saying, I can't find you.
Yeah.
So I was like, keep going up the road and turn right again. Now, on Deliveroo, on the app, it shows you the little blue line. It shows you the direction they're going to go. It shows you how to get to the house. And he was like, I can't find you. I can only stay another few minutes. I was like, motherfucker,
What?
I'm at work. Like, I can't just fucking go mosey outside to find you. So anyway, I did. I hopped in the car and I drove down to him. And he was just stood on the side of the road, didn't make any effort to find the fucking house. And he was like, I'm sorry, man. I've got 2 deliveries up here and one was taking me up the hill and one was there. I was like, it's just there. Like, it's there. You're fucking lazy asshole.
That was
so,
it, right?
yeah.
It's probably because he had to do both hills for the delivery and he didn't want to.
But he was like before the gate. He hadn't even gotten to the entrance. He had gotten to like the row of houses
Yeah.
and just stopped.
Mm.
And I was like, but that's bullshit because you're paying like whatever €4 delivery. It's like, give me my €4 back then because you didn't deliver it. You brought it halfway.
You could probably get that €4 back if you're pushed because it should have the GPS like drop off of where it's delivered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just wasn't sure what the etiquette was because I tipped him €1 as well.
Get away, get
So
that
that's
back.
yeah, that's fucking cheeky. That's fucking cheeky, like.
Well,
Mm,
in general, I have sympathy for Deliveroo drivers.
me too.
I do as well, and I really try to be courteous, and I didn't give him a hard time, and looking back, I should have, but like, it's your job.
He's
Like,
like, I'll just
that's-
talk about you on the podcast. To
Yeah,
our,
but like,
to our dozens of viewers.
but I didn't make him a delivery driver. That's his decision. So if you're going to be a delivery driver, deliver the fucking food. Like, I work in customer service. That's my choice. If someone rings up and berates me, I'm not to be like, oh, why are you giving me a hard time? It's like, that's my job, So if he doesn't want to deliver the food, be a fucking taxi man or work in construction or do whatever you want. But like, don't fucking be lazy. Not even lazy. It's just so ignorant to say that you're going to deliver the food and then stop 200 meters short and say, I can't find you, when the app is telling you where to go.
All right, I'll get on to it.
Those are hot words. Yeah.
Yeah. You know who you are, motherfucker. Actually, I'll call him out. His name was
What the fuck?
Juan. How do you say it? Juan?
Say that again.
Juan.
I don't know.
Juan?
The fella.
Juan? Juan? Can you hear me, Juan?
Is it not just one?
Juan, whatever.
Wow.
Right.
Wow, that was quite something.
Mm.
What did you get? Was the food good?
It was okay. It was that food truck down by Spar. You know, that O'Reilly's food truck? Sometimes if I'm in the mood for chips, I get it, and then I always regret it. I don't know why I keep doing it. I mean, I've probably gotten it 3 times, and every time I've thought it's like, meh.
Yeah. But those delivery drivers and Just Eat drivers and stuff too, they're like severely underpaid. They're definitely not like protected.
Stop. You stop right now, okay? We are not advocating what that man did to me today, okay?
One swallow doesn't make a summer.
That's it. What he did was wrong.
I was mistreated.
Yeah, you poor thing. And he's part of a system that's very difficult to kind of get out of. So, you know, next time you're munching on your chips from a dude who's, you know, probably in Ireland less than 6 months, cycling around in all weathers, you know.
Yeah, I think we've established that we're on Juan's side here.
No, because that's why I always tip, because I respect delivery drivers and I respect that their job is tough sometimes. So I always tip.
Fair play.
But today I feel quite burned. I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. I'm in a bad mood now, and Liverpool just won 7-0. So
call him back, because you probably have your number saved, and just say, "Look, I'm sorry I was cranky with you earlier."
Yeah, it's water under the
but
bridge.
Liverpool won.
I wasn't cranky with him at all. I was very nice. You're making me out to be the bad guy.
It's hard to believe you after.
It's hard to trust a word that comes out of your mouth.
I'm the Batman here, and he's the Joker.
Batman was a scumbag. Joker was in the right.
He was. Is.
Yeah, he's still going.
Right.
Hundreds of years old.
Have we any parting words?
Up the Gunners.
Mm-hmm. You'll
I was
never
gonna
walk
ask you
alone.
Up the Deliveroo drivers.
Yeah, up the trade unions. Yeah.
Yeah. We shall overcome.
Yeah.
Solidarity forever.
Yeah, up the Palace, I guess, and
Right.
fuck United.
Super.
All right, let's leave it there. It'll end any moment.
You've been listening to the Put 'em Under Pressure podcast. To keep up to date with all of our content, give us a follow on Spotify, YouTube, and Facebook. Outro music. Boom.
That was good.
That was good, right?
Yeah.
Oh my.
We'll prepare and we'll go and we'll do our best. We'll put them under pressure.